and welcome to Dorks Are Dangerous, Chronicle 3, Session 6. Well, a lot of things happened last episode, so thanks to Whisker's shenanigans, the party is back together officially, whom the party discovered through various means that they are not a beast and not a fey creature, but also their species name is an umbra feline. The party was also able to have a meeting with Sandra later that evening, much later in fact, confirmed that she is Becca, Thomas's wife, and that the masks and full-body robes that the Zolan servants hide behind hide more than just their identity. In fact, she's a sentient clockwork herself, and likely the other robe servants are as well. With her help, the following morning, the party got Thomas out of the keep and hopefully into the hand of Keeneth's contacts, where they should be able to smuggle him out to avoid him becoming the scapegoat for the assassination attempt. Provided with time-limited amulets of proof against detection location, the party has made it down to the alchemist lab on the first floor of the keep without being stopped or harassed, thankfully. After searching the lab high and low, you solved the puzzle and found a secret passage leading down to below the keep. Down there, you found abominations of various races fused with metal and armored pieces. Some possibly still alive in a dreamlike state in their vats of weird yellowish liquid, while others have for sure turned dead during whatever transmutation they had undergone. Still asleep, still there. In the room following this one, you saw what looked like another clockwork that was similar to Sandra, but held aloft above the table where a giant tome laid open, which belonged to Twyla, and was called the Tome of Dreamscape, and had the spell Dream Transfer prepared on the open pages. During these investigations, you peered down a great covered hole in that room and saw numerous undead creatures several miles down, very similar to the ones in the vats of the previous room. And it was right about in here that Ryanthal and Keeneth received an urgent message from Sandra, telling them to hide before it gets cut off. The party takes cover and watch as the Regent 3 come into that first room with all the vats, dragging Sandra and the Viceroy with them, both seemingly unconscious. It is when you're ready to make your next move that you all collectively hear an ominous voice reverberate through your heads, addressing the Regent 3 as they start to pass by your hiding spots. And that is where we're starting. Alright players, what are we doing? You see the Regent 3 walking by, dragging Sandra by an ankle, looks to be unconscious, and two of them are holding the Viceroy aloft, his head lolling as they pass you by.
Is any of them passing directly by me?
They will be, yes.
Okay.
Probably about maybe 10 feet from you.
Like enough feet away from me that I can get a surprise attack in.
If you rush out there, yes. They're not within 5 feet where you could just slash out and get one, but you would have to run out to get one if you have a reach of less than 10 feet.
Okay,
Can we assume by the direction that they're traveling, where they're going, can we tell where we think they might be going toward?
As they're walking, you see one of them starts to turn towards the left and passes off the Viceroy to the other Regent that was in the middle. And the other two look like they're heading towards the back, where that secondary room was with the table and the tome.
okay, I would like to... Can I make a noise directly where I am? And then I want to use a bonus action to disassemble my body into a pile of bones. So I want to make the noise and then disassemble into some bones on the ground.
Okay,
So
what kind of noise is this? Are you throwing something, tapping something, or what you doing?
I just want to make like a loud bang and then quickly turn into a bag of bone, like the pile of bones.
Okay, you do that. You see all of them stop and their heads snap in your direction. And the one that is dragging Sandra looks to the one that had started to veer off and goes, "Go check on that." And those two still continue walking as this one comes towards your hiding spot.
Okay, can you let me know when that one gets within 10 feet of me?
Yes. What are the other players doing as you see this one start walking towards where Sheldon was hiding?
They don't happen to be standing in a line, do they?
No, they're. I mean, they're a little staggered, but two of them are close together. The third one's not in a line.
We don't have eyes on each other, do we? Because we're kind of scattered out and hiding.
Yep.
So we really don't have a
Yeah.
coordinated plan.
Correct. No one said they wanted to hide with so and so. You all just kind of scattered in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna try and shadow them going towards that other room.
I think
Okay.
I might have said that I was going with Ryanthal. I think.
Okay.
I don't
If you
remember.
did, I'll honor it. That's fine. I'll honor it if you said that. And Edmund, I'm going to hold your stealth of 16 to that from the previous hiding. So you start sneaking up, trying to sneak up behind them, weaving through the vats and the tables to cover your steps.
Could I attempt to re-roll it as I have learned things since the last time I was here?
Yes, you may attempt to reroll it.
Sweet. I've been hanging out with Sheldon a bit, so I've learned a bit more about how to move.
That's some
Slither
sneaky boy
around.
tricks.
I got
That's
some sleeved. 21.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you are a shadow in the night gliding through these tubes and tables. Keenan, so you said you're with Ryanthal, and Ryanthal is checking out what he can possibly do. What are you two doing? Are you guys whispering to each other? You guys have the earrings still? You could
So
talk to each other.
I think I would probably because we know I suspect that the earrings are not secret communication. I
Right.
did take the time to prepare a message.
Okay.
So rather than relying on the earrings, I'm gonna just cast message to Keenith to be able to chat with him without relying on the earrings while we're in close proximity.
Okay. So when you cast a message, that's going to be your turn this round. Okay.
Yeah, as far as
Okay.
taking an action, I think
Yep.
it makes more sense to at this point hang out in the shadows. I don't think I necessarily want to jump into combat until we know I don't think I have enough information at this point. I think I'm just in the shadows looking around, cast a message on Keenith so that him and I can chat and be like, yo, so Keenith, looking around here, I see. My thought is we hold until we see where this. Right, there's someone controlling the Regent 3. My thought is we hold until we see what happens, and then we intervene if it looks like the situation changes or becomes more of an immediate dire situation.
Remember, you have 25 words. So.
Okay, so I'll shorten that down to Keenith. I think we should wait unless the situation becomes really dire. What do you think?
I nod. Because
Cool.
message you can't respond to. Sending you can, but message. I nod.
You point your finger towards. Oh, sorry. This is okay. You point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. It
Is
does not have a number of
Word
word
restriction?
limit. No word
Oh, I'm
restriction.
sorry.
Yeah,
You're
you're
thinking
good. You're
sen-
good.
You're thinking
I'll-
sending.
Okay. So Keenith acknowledges you. Do you want to say anything back, Keenith? Or do you want to use your turn for something else?
I think the nod was sufficient.
Yeah,
You know where
I'm-
I'm at. You can make your own decisions from there.
Yeah. No, I cast as one thing that I'm going to do. I am going to cast Bless
Okay.
on the three of them.
Now, what components does Bless have?
It is VSM. It is all three.
So you're pretty close to the Regent 3, so if they hear you, one's investigating Sheldon. He's distracted by that. I think the other two will be far enough away, so you're fine.
So each of you each have Bless. I'm just deciding.
So the other three players have Bless.
Correct. Because I'm running Vigilant Blessing on myself.
Okay. All right, next round. Shelton, the regent who is inspecting that noise, is on top of you, essentially. He looks around the vat, kind of looking around first. He doesn't look down yet. What do you do?
I'm going to cast Surprise Reassemble.
Oh.
He needs to make a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw. On a failure, he's stunned until my next turn. On success, they are still On success, they grants advantage to the next melee attack from your allies before the starting of my next turn. So on
Okay.
fail, he gets stunned. On success, he takes advantage on the next melee strike from my allies.
They have failed, and we're going to call this Regent Regent A. And you said he is stunned until the start of your next turn?
Yep.
All right. All of a sudden, for a moment, he's looking around, and then you just, I don't know if you can see in your state, but everyone else, you just kind of see his shoulders go slack for a second, and the Regent just standing there, slumped a little bit.
Okay. Now I used a bonus action to disassemble. Was that all that extra stuff, a whole extra round? Do I have another bonus action, or are we going to say that I already used my bonus action?
Was the bonus action to reassemble?
Yes.
Then that is your bonus action.
Cool. Then I'm going to go ahead and just take a stab at him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
All right. And then I have. Sorry, give me 1 second.
No worries. I figured
I
sneak
have-
attacks come in and a bunch of other things. So
Oh, yeah, I have assassinate, so I have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat.
Mhm.
And any hit I score against it that is surprised is a critical hit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take
So you'll
a
roll
stab
double
at
the
it.
dice then.
Yeah. Well, that is a 16.
Plus your 4.
So I have advantage, don't I?
You do have advantage because they are stunned.
That's a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Cool.
Don't forget that you have bless.
What does that mean?
It means right there. It's in the you get a D4 on any of your attack rolls.
To hit or damage?
Attack to hit.
Oh, okay.
or
So,
a saving throw.
but it hits anyways, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes.
But I'm saying.
Cool.
Yep.
I also have piercer critical hit, so I get to add another roll 1 additional die when determining extra piercing damage.
2 additional die because it's considered a critical.
Cool. So that's an extra 11.
72.
And then,
Sir, you drive the blade through this thing so skillfully that it's not breathing anymore. It is slumped
But
against you.
but I have piercer. I get the re-roll damage too.
This thing, they're not breathing. They're not moving. You are getting a dead corpse hug from this one. They're gone.
I just wanted to drive it in there and just be like, nobody takes Sandra, and then pull it out.
Okay. As you anger whisper, teeth clatter this in their ear, you hear the sigh of life escape them as you drive the blade in one more time and pull it back out.
And then I want to fade back into the shadows.
Okay. The body does slump to the floor. But let me see how loud that was for them. Your stealth's fine.
Cool.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, they're gone. So, let's see. Okay, no one hears it. So you're good. You fade back into the shadows.
Yeah, I want to fade back in the shadows and just chase them down.
Okay, so Edmund is somewhere probably up ahead of you, but you don't know that yet. You just know that the other two are still walking.
All right, I have a movement speed of 40, so however far that gets me up there.
So, I will say. So I will either let you do stealthing is kind of an action. So I
Okay.
will either let you do stealth and prepare to move next turn, or you can move this turn without the stealth score.
Then I'll just stealth.
Okay. Edmund, we come to you.
Right, so I don't know that one got stabbed to death.
No.
So I am just still shadowing the other two as they're moving forward.
Yep, you are weaving and cruising.
Or I make sure that I'm within spring range for me to get to them.
Mm-hmm. So you're not attacking them, you just want to get closer?
Yeah, because I don't know that we're attacking now. So
Got it. Okay.
I am just getting closer because, much like Ryanthal said, we don't have enough information at this point. So let's see where they're going, see what doors they're opening that we couldn't before, and then we can make our move when things get dangerous for their prisoners.
Stab first, ask later.
I mean, I suppose if we kill them as we go. Well, how much of this did Keith and Ryan Fall see?
You were in the back. You probably you did not see Shelton. You just saw the body collapse after a rapier went through its back. You could assume it's Shelton.
I think we probably honestly would assume it was him.
Yeah, especially because, well, you in particular know how stabby he is. So.
Yes. So, at this point in my response...
Well, hang on. I want to make sure Edmund does do his action. Edmund,
okay.
you're skipping an action. You're just going to move?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep following them.
Cool. Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead, Bruce.
I was just going to say that Keeney would simply reply back in if he still can with the message that Shelton took him
allow
out.
it. That's within the round. It's within the round to make the response.
And that's what.
Okay.
And then tell him to hold the rest, to hold off. Good job. I'm telling Ryanthal to tell Shelton, good stab. No more stab. Let's see what happens. Let's see where they're going and how we can take advantage.
Okay. Are you moving up at all to kind of keep pace with those two, or are you staying where you are?
I am not moving at the moment because I am not super stealthy.
No worries. All right, Ryanthal, you just got that message. What you doing?
I think I will message my good buddy Shelton. Yes. It says I have to point my finger towards a creature within range. Do I know where he is?
Well, you would know direct
You don't.
approximate at this point.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, you would know approximately. You don't know where he is specifically.
I'm a sneaky boy.
Because he chose, instead of moving, to stealth again.
In the shadows.
So he could still be there.
Could be.
Let me put it this way. I will make you roll a d4.
Yeah.
Evens or odds to see if you hit him if you want to try.
Well, I assume if I don't hit him, do I know whether or not I hit him if he doesn't reply?
No, you won't, because he has to choose to reply.
All right. Yep, I'll go for it. Sure, why not? I will go ahead and try to send a message. 4.
I'll roll it.
Don't. Oh.
You gonna do evens or odds? And I already got the one that's gonna do good.
Even odds. Sorry. Let's go odds. And essentially, the message would be similar to what Keith said, of like, good stabby. Leave at least one until we know who they report to.
All right, you send the message. And I'll let Shelton know on their turn if they got the message or not. All right, we're actually going to see if these two realize that their third has not responded. Shelton, as you're stealthing, about to move, you can kind of see them. Actually, make a perception check as we go back to your turn.
She just might as well give it to me. I have a 0 in perception. Where is it? That is a 5.
Yeah, you don't see the other two really between all the vats. You kind of have a general idea of where they're at because you can hear the scraping of Sandra. But you and Edmund hear them stop. Like, everyone hears them stop moving, but I would say, Edmund, you're closest, so you hear this more easily. Shelton, you kind of hear it, where they suddenly go, where are they? And they're starting to look around the room. And one of them you hear the clink of Sandra's leg being dropped as they start to look around the room. Now, Shelton, we come to your turn.
And I'm just gonna derobe the body that's still next to me and make myself look like one of the Regent 3.
Make a performance check to see how well you fit them and like put them on and stuff.
Oh god. That is a 6.
You're scrambling to put these on. You're bumping into the bats. You think you got them on pretty well. There's a lot of fabric there and a lot of that porcelain plate mask. So, which, awesome. As you take their mask off, actually, you didn't roll high enough for your possession. You're not paying attention to that. Never mind.
Cool.
Are you moving?
Yeah, I'm just gonna think that I did an amazing job, and I'm just gonna, kind of push the body away into the under something or in the darkness or something, and then just start walking towards the Regent too.
Okay. As you start walking, Edmund, you see a really ramshamble Regent start going to join the other two. The clothes are a little discombobulated. The mask is kind of angled weird. Very bony looking.
I'm okay. I'm still watching. I'm not making actions yet, but I'll keep note of that.
Wow, you're not going to do a buddy a favor and go fix his tie for him?
No.
Messed up.
This rapier is rated E for everyone.
That was good. I like that. Yeah, not it.
Oh wait, why is this Regent undead? I should kill that one first.
He's still.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know he's undead yet.
How long does that last, actually, Johnny? That's 10 minutes, right?
I don't know. Hold on. It is an action.
Oh, okay.
So it does a listed timetable on it. Now that I see here.
Okay.
For divine sense.
Okay. By the way, Shelton, you did not get Rheinthall's message.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
Anyway. Okay, so Edmund, you're watching. You see the third one start walking up. And we will go back over to Bruce.
So, approximately how far away from me are they?
They're gonna hit the 30-foot range here in a second. When they get to the door, it'll be about 35 feet if they keep walking.
Yeah, so again, not super stealthy. So so am I still next to Ryanthal?
Yep,
we're still next to each other, right? And I'm assuming it's pretty quiet in here. Like there's no real ambient noise, like machinery or anything.
It is unnervingly quiet in here, except for the random tap of glass when the bodies kind of twitch inside their tubes.
No, I'm. So, do we see Edmund at all moving up towards them? Because we're kind of back away. You can make a perception check.
You can make a perception check to see if you see him.
Oh boy. Sure.
He's got a high stealth on right now, so.
Edmund does.
He does.
You are beastly. All right, here we go. I'll see if I can see him. I cannot see him with a 7. I'm pretty certain.
Nope. He's still probably in the room. Just
yeah.
Hasn't popped up.
I'm just holding. I'm holding my action because I don't really have. I don't think that it's wise to use my to use my sending just for this. It'll burn. So I'm just gonna hold.
Okay. Ryanthal, what are you doing? You see the same thing. They're about 30 feet away. If they get to the door, it'll be 35 feet away, which is at the other end of the room you guys came out of with the big table and the tome. And you see the third Regent shambling in their robes kind of discombobulated. You saw the body go down. You saw the robe suddenly get ripped off of them.
Yeah, somewhere in there, Kenneth whispered Shelton, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, wrong spell. I'm going to I'm going to cast Mage Hand. And just kind of move it out in front, we're behind the one that I think is Shelton, and I'm gonna use the Mage Hand to point at him and give a thumbs up.
The one you think is Shelton?
Yeah,
clearly.
Well,
wait, so
6.
So you just sent a mage hand out into the open to point at him and do thumbs up.
Unless they're looking our way. You said they're moving away from us.
They're looking at Shelton though. Because
then no.
They were starting to look for the Regent, and he just stepped out into the open.
Nah, I'm doing what I said. Hold calm then. I'm sorry.
I apologize. I should have said they looked in Shelton's direction as soon as they saw him.
Yeah,
in the
I assumed they were still moving. As you said, they were moving away, right? So I thought they were about to be 35 feet away. I figured there was no movement. We're all good. I do my original then.
Got it. Okay. Ryan, though.
Okay. So there's a lot happening. I was expecting this to be a straight cut and dry combat episode, and I feel like this is a lot.
Or people.
Right? It's so much happening. Yeah, I kind of hate to waste a spell slot until I know what the hell you have planned, Kaylee. So I'm going to chill out with Keenith because I will go ahead and ready an action. Basically to cast an offensive deadly spell if it looks like the remaining Regent 2 are going to attack our good friend Shelton. So if it looks like they're going to become hostile, I'd like to try to get in like a surprise round or something if initiative pops off.
Okay. Keenith, I'm sorry. I know you're holding your action. What specifically are you holding to do?
Exactly the same thing. I am waiting for any type of aggressive action towards the one that we presume to be Shelton, because we put this together. I mean, I've got an 18 wisdom. I'm pretty perceptive at what's really happening. If we saw the one go down and then the robe disappear, we know our friend is stealthy and stabby, and then all of a sudden he's kind of shakily walking up, right? So that describes easily what's happening. So at that moment, I'm going to dash into action with my trusty hammer.
Doing all of my stealthy moves.
Perfect.
Barbarian.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of thing too, right? Because you can do that again.
You barbarian.
That murderous instant kill, like you could do that again, right? So like maybe it's best if we just let you sneak up and do that again.
He's already going. He's
right.
Full send.
Yeah. So I think.
But now you can see him, right?
Now
you could message him again.
Oh, I could message him now. No, I'm going to hold my action, though, because I think he's about to either get attacked or do the attack. And I think just, like, first sign of violence, get in there and, again, try to, like, get a surprise round in before they pop off or actually do any damage back to us.
So, Shelton, you approach these two regents. And they're looking at you for a long moment, and I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, I have a -1.
You get the D4 on this one? Does Bless kick in?
Yes, Bless is still there.
That is a 15. I get to roll a D4.
Yeah, just click on the spell D4 if you want.
Well, that is a 16.
16?
16.
You feel a wave of psychic energy from one of them attack you, but it doesn't take effect. You feel like something started rattling in your brain, which you don't have, like in your psyche, so to speak, and it doesn't seem to take effect. I need you to roll it again.
How far away from...
That is a dirty 20.
You succeed. I need everyone to roll initiative. As your perception did not happen to notice that there was blood on your robes when you walked up.
Got 14.
Oh, let me get the tracker up. I'm sorry. Hang on.
Do we use Bless on initiative?
As long as he's holding concentration, it's still up.
I'm holding concentration.
Does Bless work on that, on initiative?
Hang on.
Johnny, ruling.
Attack roll or saving throw.
Yep.
That qualifies as neither.
Yep.
Okay.
Guidance would work on initiative, FYI, for those at home wondering, but not Bless.
Can you guys re-roll your initiatives? I'm sorry, I didn't get the turn order up yet. Let me actually get on the screen that you're all on so you can see it. There we go.
We don't have tokens to add either, I don't think.
Drag and drop, baby.
Or am I missing?
I got a sweet old 20.
This fight does not require the battle map, so we got. I'm sorry, I'm still writing these out. Ryanthal was 17.
I was 7.
11. 7. Thank you.
20.
Shelton, you are first.
Cool. Which one hit me with the psychic blast?
You're not sure, but you had 2 attacks happen.
Ah, so they both attacked me.
Likely.
Now, are you considering those a combat turn as an action?
Yep.
Well, shoot. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna strike the blue one. I'm gonna use my rapier to attack him. That is a nat 20.
That 20 will hit. Roll damage.
Cool.
And by the way, just so everyone knows, it's Shelton, Kenneth, Edmund, Ryanthal, and then the Regent 3 in the turn order. Are you hitting the green Regent or the blue Regent?
The blue one.
Okay. Perfect. So that's 6.
So 18.
18. Thank you. All right. So you're within 5 feet of them. Anything else you're doing?
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and bounce, and I'm gonna kind of just run away. And can I hide?
The green one is going to get an opportunity of attack on you first.
I have mobile.
But the green one didn't. Or the green one didn't attack you, though. You didn't attack the green one. You only attacked the blue one.
Oh, okay. That's fine. You can attack me.
Okay. It's going to reach out and try to swipe at you.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit.
Okay. So that attack is going to be... Take 15 points of damage. That is specifically... What's it called? Bludgeoning damage.
Okay. I have uncanny dodge, so I'm gonna half that.
Perfect.
So how much did you say?
It was... Let me roll it. 15.
Okay.
So round down.
Well, I just took 15 because I have vulnerability of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, I see. Okay. Cool. Next. Unless
Can
you...
I, sorry, can I hide? Or is can I use hide as a bonus action or no?
I believe hide is an action to like move this, or is it bonus?
He's a rogue, so as a bonus action, he can either make another attack, he can disengage, he can dash, or he can hide.
Got it.
So so you use your movement to get away from them, which gave them the attack of opportunity because you can disengage. So that's okay. So now you can use your bonus action to hide.
Yep. Cool. And I'm gonna roll a stealth for that. 24.
Perfect. You dart up in between all the tubes and the tables and disappear from sight.
Sneaky boy.
All right, so it's going to be Kenneth, Ryanthal, and then the Regent, then Edmund. So Kenneth with Ryanthal on deck.
All right. I am going to run up to them as I saw Shelton there, and I was going to use the flanking maneuver, but so we're as I move up and he moves away, I'm just going to go through with it anyway.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come in with the with my warhammer.
Okay. Just let me know which one you're hitting first.
The same one, the blue one.
Okay.
15.
You see an energy force come up suddenly in front of them, and your attack misses.
Mm-hmm.
Any bonus actions or other actions for you, sir?
You know, I'm gonna just hold off. It's fine. I'm going to stay right there and hopefully give someone flanking.
All right, Ryanthal, you are up.
All right. Speaking of giving people flanking, so Ryanthal is going to go ahead and pull out his sword and begin to dance because I have the Blade Song wizard thing. Should we post that real quick?
Yes, please.
So, gain a 4 to my AC, walking speed increases by 10, have advantage in acrobatics, plus 4 to any constitution saving throw. But the really great part about this is going to be that at this level, I can attack twice instead of once whenever I take the attack action, and can cast a cantrip in place of one of those attacks. So I would like to basically go onto the other side of the Regent 2, to hopefully get flanking on one of them, but also to be, like, hopefully have the Regent 2 between me and Keenith, such that I'm at least 5 feet away from Keenith. So I'm going to stab one of them with a sword, and then I'm going to use Sword Burst as my cantrip.
Do you want to be in flanking with the Regent 3 within 5 feet? So that, like that?
How close are the Regent 3 to each other? Like, can I be within 5 feet of both of them and still flanking one of them?
Yep.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
let's put you here. Because they were walking right next to each other.
So let's go ahead and start by attacking with my sword on the one that was closer to Shelton, which I think was the blue one.
He attacked the green one.
Okay, then I'm going to go for the green one.
No, I went for the blue one.
Oh, you went for the blue one. I'm sorry. You went for the blue one, so you were going for the blue one. My bad. I even wrote it down. He has the damage on my page. Sorry.
All right. Well, that's a nat 20.
Yeah, that'll hit. Go for it.
Jeez.
These guys got their crit armor on, meaning they're getting crit. They should have wore armor.
Okay, so only 7 damage with the sword,
Okay.
which is not ideal. And then we're gonna go ahead and cast Sword.
You hear
Burst.
Shelton's laughter in the wind.
Yeah, as I do a crit for 7 damage. Yeah, and then Sword Burst. So let me go ahead and post that as well. But basically, they're both gonna have to do a Dex saving throw and that's a 16.
Sneak Dex, okay. All right. Blue makes it. Green fails it.
Oh, okay. Then the one who failed it is going to take a whopping 2d6 at 4 damage.
Okay.
And nothing for the one that passed the save.
Got it. Okay.
And that's my bonus action movement. And I don't think I did enough damage to say anything intimidating or lofty, so I will just hum to myself as I dance.
Perfect. I just imagine you do like a river stop. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next we have the Regents and then Edmund on deck. So you two are right next to them. The blue one doesn't like that Scott attacked, so it's going to unleash a spell on you, Ryanthal. Please give me an intelligence saving throw.
And this isn't
Go
a
ahead.
charm thing. Is this a charm thing? I also have advantage against being charmed.
It is not a charm. Well, would stunning be a charm thing?
No, that's a
Then no.
stunning thing.
I didn't know if it was classified as such, so no, it unfortunately would not work.
All right.
All right, let me get
Don't
that.
forget your D4 for bless.
All right. Thank you. That's a 1.
Still doesn't make it, unfortunately. All right, so that's it. Oh, please, please take 24 points of psychic damage, and you are stunned until the regents go again. This regent goes again.
All right.
All right, the next regent is going to turn on Keenith. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please. All right, and I don't think you have... There's an 11. You don't have the bless on yourself, correct? Okay, let me roll that up. Take 21 points of psychic damage, and you are also stunned until these regents go... Until the end of these regents' turn. Next turn. All right, that is going to be... that they're going to move a little bit to get out of this flanking. And that is their turn. Edmund, you are up with Shelton on deck.
Alrighty. So they don't know I'm there.
Not yet.
So I would have advantage on a sneak attack. So the blue one is the one that they had been working on.
Yes.
I'm going to dart out from behind one of these tanks and try and run him through. Before I do that, because these guys are a serious threat as it now appears, I'm going to cast Branding Smite as my bonus action before I come on try and stab him.
Okay, on the blue one?
Yep.
Cool.
So 28 hit.
That hits.
Alrighty. So it's going to be that, and then it's going to be that. And then I will use a first level slot to throw regular smite on there. And then I also have sneak attack for my level of rogue.
Okay. Should I roll the con save for the smite now?
No. You don't have to do that now.
Okay. So what is that? That is 12, 13.
And then my sneak attack, I still need to get in there. Let's do it here. Alright, so... Oh, my sneak attack's already figured into the first one there, so that's going to be 13 for 18 damage.
18, okay.
Not that great on the first one.
Okay.
And then my second swing. That's a critical.
That is very much a critical.
So I will drop a second level smite into him. And roll a bunch of things here.
So for the audience, just so you know, he rolled a 29 on his critical, which is egregiously high.
So I need 8d6, so I'm just going to do it this way. This is going to be the smite damage.
Okay.
And then 2d8 for the rapier. Then throw 5 in there, so that's 36 damage on that second swing.
So you go and run the blue one through, and they collapse to the ground.
Okay. Is that how the other... Well, I don't know how the other one died, so
nope.
That's an irrelevant question. But they collapse with a thud, or collapse like a bunch of skeletons?
With a thud. There's some heft there.
Okay. Yeah, I run that second one straight through his heart and grin to Keeneth, and then I will finish my movement and slide next to Ryanthal to give him my aura bonuses when the time comes.
That's okay. Shelton with Keeneth on deck.
Well, there's only one left.
There's only one left.
Really tempting just to stab it. Oh, God.
You didn't hear me tell you not to.
It's true. Man, gosh, I want to stab it. I want to stab it so bad.
You can make a wisdom save on yourself to see if you think that's a good choice. That'll be a freebie. Unless you just want to do the chaos.
Oh.
What's the worst that happens, huh?
You know what? He's right. I'm going to go stabby. I'm going to sneak up behind it and stab him.
Okay. He doesn't know you're there, so you get sneak attack. Or assassinate the things.
That's a nat one.
Oh dear. Hang on.
With a 1 for the bless, unless he doesn't have any more.
He doesn't. As soon as he gets done, the concentration.
Wait, am I flanking?
You didn't tell me you were flanking.
Well, I meant like I'm behind him. I don't know where they are, so I'm coming up behind him. Is that flanking?
I'll allow it. Actually, since Rhinthal's still stunned,
where's
the advantage?
Where's Edmund at?
Rhinthal's stunned, so he doesn't. I'm here. just on the quick breakthrough map, because I moved next to you to give you my bonus should you guys need to make other saves.
So if you're next to me, you'd also be next to the remaining Regent, right?
Yes.
You could come over here and get So yep, you could get into flanking.
Cool. Oh.
So the first attack miss.
It's a 14. Do you still know bless or?
No, because
No.
Kenneth got stunned, so his concentration dropped immediately. So both miss, unfortunately.
I'm gonna say on the nat 1. Can I just say I like trip over the robe that I put on?
Yep, you you trip as you go to swing, and the Regent just kind of shimmies a little bit out of the way.
Cool. I'm prone. I'm gonna. Yeah, can I use my bonus action to stand up and kind of just like brush off his robe and kind of give like a shrug?
Yep, as you can do that, and as you stand up, you notice that you're covered in blood, which tells you why they attacked you on sight. So.
This is the Chronicle 3 version of We All Can't Swim. What the heck?
Hey, listen, I one-shotted somebody. I can't be badass all the time. All right, well, that's my turn.
The Galmet are going to hire you for Chronicle 4. Anyway, let's see here. Keen, so you are stunned. You can, let me see here. You are stunned still. I will allow you to make an intelligence save to try and break it.
Question, is it still in effect as he is dead?
You're right. The one that smacked you.
The blue one was the one
died.
that killed. Yes.
You're right. So, you could come out of it.
It depends on what the stun effect says for whatever he did. I don't know what he did, so
it says until the end of their next turn.
Well, they have no more turns.
Exactly. So you come out of it.
All right then. Then I am just gonna smack him again. Move into position for flanking wherever opposite Shelton is, and I'm gonna slap him with my hammer.
Okay.
25.
That'll hit. It's a total of...
Weird, it didn't roll the advantage. Hold on. It could be a crit, so I'm going to roll it again.
It could be a crit. Fish for the crit.
And you're not going to believe it. Crit. Nat 20. 29.
Oh my god. All right,
that's a lot of crits so far.
Yeah.
Right? Three in this one combat in like 2 rounds?
I am a subscriber of Crit Karma. Will be coming, so...
four because we've all critted them.
So how much total is that? Because that's a lot of numbers in front of me.
You could just ignore the whole first group and just go off the crit. It's probably easier.
All right, let's see here. Because you got 2 sets of totals here. So what do I get? I had both of those all together, I think.
Yes. But not the right side. The right side is two-handed.
Okay, so do the left side. Got it.
So just do the left sides.
So that's...
well, yes.
So I see... So it's 42? Down there at the totals? Looks like it.
I get the Divine Strike critical, the Radiant critical because of the hammer. So it's 10, 15.
Should be all in the totals down here at the bottom.
So that'd be 42.
Yeah.
Yep, that is. That's what I got. Cool. Cool for you, my guy. I'm just kidding. All right. They look pretty banged up, but still like they got some fight in them. Some desperate fight. What else you got?
I'm going to leave it at that. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
Hold on. I just realized. Can I cast Guidance as well? No, I can't.
It's an action, I think.
It's not a reaction. Or a bonus action. That's it then. I'm good.
All right. Reinthal, you're up. And you are still stunned, so I will allow you to make an intelligence saving throw to try and break the stun.
+3 because I'm next to you.
Oh, no! no, he just not wanted everybody. Oh no, and he's got the highest intelligence score.
Yeah, it's a +8. So what was that? A D4 or plus? What do I add, Johnny?
A +3.
Okay, I think 12 still is not sufficient.
No.
Nah. All right. Well, I guess I am just gonna lay there drooling on the floor for a hot sec.
You are still. When you're stunned, you don't go prone. Thankfully, you're just kind of standing there, like wobbling a little bit with drool. But you are drooling. Very dignified for an elf of your age.
Yep, just swaying in the breeze.
All right. So this regent, seeing that it's surrounded and desperate and bleeding, is going to do a thing. So all of a sudden, you see it you feel the gravity around you, all of you, because you're all around it, start to pull and expand at the same time. And I need Edmund to make me a strength saving throw.
Is this a spell?
Let me see here. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to have advantage on this then.
Yep. Let's see here. That was a 16, 17?
17.
You make it, so you don't go prone, but you are going to take half this damage. So let me pull this up. Please take 22 points of force damage. As
is that halved or
that's the full. I'm sorry. So
11.
11. Thank you. And then you are not pushed away either, as it tried to get you away from it so it could make a run for it, and it suddenly realizes it can't because you withstood the attack. And that's its turn. Edmund.
I will, with a flourish, swing my rapier around in the air and hold it up to the tip of his throat. And I'm going to use my action to use persuasion. Like, put your hands on your head, get on your knees, or I run you through. This is your only option out.
Make that persuasion check for me. Or intimidation.
13. I rolled a 2.
It does not comply. It actually doesn't seem to respond to your words at all.
Okay.
Shelton, you are at its back as Edmund is pointing a sword to its front.
Cool. Do I get a sneak attack since it can't see me?
No, they're aware you're there.
Oh.
But you're flanking.
Yeah,
so.
You get advantage, just not sneak.
But I do get sneak attack though, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Cool. I'm gonna go for the stab, the old stabberoonie.
Okay.
22 to hit?
That will hit.
I do get advantage, so I get to swing again, right?
Roll for that crit. Go fishing.
Well, I didn't get it.
That's right.
All right. Here is damage. And does it do this? Does it do my sneak attack for me? I just closed out of my.
It did, yeah.
Cool.
So I'm going to save you a couple more rolls here. So, Edmund, as you're trying to persuade the Regent to comply with your words, holding the rapier up, you see another rapier stab through its front. Or through the back, and the tip comes within a few inches of your chest. As it goes... and crumples to the floor.
You just see Shelton like pop out. Did I do good?
And it goes quiet.
Ooh. Y'all didn't want him alive.
Can I reaction spare the dying on him?
Did you?
Yeah, you could.
I'm going to try and spare the dying on him.
We needed answers. But I look over to Kenneth. Good thinking.
No one told me.
Because Edmund at that point could then spend 1 point to bring him to consciousness. Easily.
Yeah, let's...
And we could question him after.
So we're not out of combat yet.
Right,
Okay.
Like I said, it went quiet. Okay. So, I will let you use your reaction to spare the... I'll let you use your action to spare the dying here a second. Let's go into the sequence. So you did that. Ryanthel, you are next.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Sorry, can I bonus action and hide?
Yes.
Cool. He thinks they're mad at him because I just killed him, and so he's gonna like bounce out and hide.
Perfect.
Okay, so it's me again, and I'm no longer stunned.
You are no longer stunned.
Cool. And so I see this crumpled up body. Did Edmund go yet?
He will go in a
the 1 HP?
moment. So Keena,
Okay.
just spare the die, and he will go after you.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my action, just ready in action to murder this man again. If Edmund brings him back to 1 HP and it turns out that he's not like a reasonable being, he's just a construct or something like that, and like I'm just gonna be ready. So if it looks like he's gonna do anything aggressive, like if this thing does not immediately comply, I'm just gonna kill it again.
Okay. Edmund.
First thing I do is I step on his hand and I pull his mask off and the hood off.
You pull it all off, huh?
Well, just the mask and the hood. Let's see what we're working with here.
Sure. You see another one of those crowns, like you saw in Daru, but it's on the head of a mind flayer with its tentacles cut off from its face, and its eyes are glazed over.
Jesus
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I want to bring it back. I look over to the other one and pull the mask off of that one quick.
You see the same thing. Tiara embedded into its skull, poking out of its skin, eyes glazed over, no tentacles on its face like they've been removed.
I glance over to Keeneth. Do you still want me to do it?
Yes. I think we need answers.
I put one back into it hesitantly.
Did we tie him up first?
You didn't say you did.
Maybe.
I was stepping on his hand and he has 1 hit point. I'm not too concerned, but
Sure.
this is still gonna be rough, so.
Okay. So you partially restrained them. And it chokes up black oozy liquid from its beak-like mouth that you can barely see under the tentacle nubs that are there. And the glossy eyes flit around the room for a moment and then look up at you, but don't say anything. So that's going to be your turn. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say on my turn, I'm going to do that.
Okay. So we're back at Shelton, who is hidden.
I'm going to stay hidden, A, because I still think they're kind of mad at me, and B, I am ready to strike it again whenever they're ready to be done with it.
Okay. Then we will go to Keegan.
Do I notice there's no real facial read on him, right? So,
you just see the beak-like mouth under its removed tentacle nubs,
right.
The glossed over eyes, but it's looking around. It's animated, but it's got that crown as well.
Again, I look at actually each one of the party members and state kind of under my breath, but loud enough that they can hear that we need answers. And I cast Detect Thoughts. I use my Githzari ability.
Okay.
Ryanthal, did you find out anything more about these crowns when you were doing your research earlier?
Not really, other than that they're like a magical mind control device. I mean, but they are a magical mind control device, so whatever his thoughts are probably not
His
like
thoughts.
detecting thoughts is detecting thoughts is probably the way we get answers from him, because he's not going to act or speak under his own will. We should probably take the crown off of him if we don't want him to.
Can you dispel the magic of the crown? Because the crown's embedded in the skull, right?
I can't, because I change all my spells to combat-oriented spells.
Nice.
By the way, Keeneth, they fail. The wisdom save, if there is one.
Very good. I do have Dispel Magic, by the way.
Okay. Let's see if you can get anything before we use it.
Yep, I think we can use both approaches at this point.
I look down to the mind flare. I'm like, do you understand me?
I'm probing as he asks his questions.
You hear in your head, Kenneth, yes.
I nod.
Very good. Who put you up to this?
The old one.
A
metal one.
As he's saying this, I repeat it like verbatim as he's stating it.
I put my rapier away and I squat down next to him, trying to be more comforting to this monstrosity and trying to be more soothing. And I nod. I'm like, was this against your will, or did you volunteer to do this?
As it's wheezing, it's through the breath and blood trying to speak. Its eyes twitch, and you feel a little bit of apprehension in its emotions. Kenneth, almost like a fear. Yeah.
Can I make a persuasion roll to try and build
Yes, you definitely want to do that.
16.
Okay. I just need to check its passives.
I'd guidance you, but I can't. I'm holding concentration already.
That's fine.
Okay.
I rolled a 2 and a 5 on my persuasions.
Edmund sitting so close to it and Kenneth feeling it for the thoughts, you feel some tension leave as it goes. It tells, we came here. A portal opens. We thought to expand our hive. We were tricked.
Where's this metal one now?
It tries to lift an arm, and you see it like it slowly points towards the wall where the one Regent was heading to. So opposite side, not opposite side, but adjacent wall to the door that would have headed into the back room where the tome was sitting. So it points towards that wall in a corner.
How do we get in there?
Need her. And he indicates, you hear the word Sandra in your head, Kenneth, and the creature goes, it requires touch to go with the magic.
I look to Ryanthal. I'm like, do you have any other ideas? Any other questions?
Honestly, I think we end this thing, and I think if it's going to give us riddles, we should kill it.
I asked him what touch, what magic.
Elton hears kill it and runs up and stabs it.
Oh, all right. Go ahead, roll to attack.
Do I get anything after my question?
Let's get your question out first as he's rolling these. That will hit, but let's get your question out as he's running up to do this.
Yeah, I asked him what touch, what magic.
He goes to say, let's take your hand and utter an undercommon. And he gets about halfway through the enchantment before Shelton stabs him in the chest.
Do we see Shelton coming in to do this?
You could make a perception. He is hidden. Because this is a very critical moment, I will say a perception check is necessary.
It's a 19 for stealth.
Ryanthal does see it coming. Or see Shelton coming. Edmund does not. You are too engrossed with trying to pry information out of the creature. Enith, you can make a perception check as well. 7. Yeah, you are so focused on getting the thought into the mind of this thing that you don't see it. But Ryanthal, I will say you have a reaction if you want to try and stop him.
I don't want to be a murder hobo, but I also feel like not stopping Shelton is I am very concerned about this thing attacking again, and I don't think we've been able to sufficiently restrain it to keep it from doing that rather nasty attack. So I'm just gonna let it happen.
All right. Shelton suddenly swoops in, and you take your rapier. And how do you do it?
Yeah, I just kind of put it out of its misery and stab it right in the chest again.
The eyes go wide for a second, and then the body sags.
He looks at Ryanthal for approval.
Ryanthal looks at him and nods and says, I know you guys like to interrogate helpless things that are in a lot of pain. Like, that's kind of the jam of religious folk, but I don't think we can honestly trust anything he was going to give us. I mean, either he's in servitude to this thing, or he's being controlled by something. But keeping a creature alive and under control of something else that's dominating it is, I just don't think we can trust the information we were getting.
With the exception of the crown, I think maybe the crown could be adding some susceptibility, maybe a touch of. He could be like you said, servitude. So it's like a prison. He's looking for any type of release, possibly. So we might be able to use that to our advantage.
Question. Ryanthal, is there a way to track the crown from whatever kind of signals that it's giving back to its original host?
Not that I'm aware of. It's a good idea, but I mean, as far as these crowns go, we had the one from the captain of the guard earlier, and we ended up having to track down a paintbrush rather than being able to track anything on the crown. I don't think we have any way of following this crown.
Question. Does it go into a brain?
It is like inside, like there's definitely sew lines of where this thing was embedded inside the skin. And when you were looking at Daru, you could tell it was like fused to the skull.
Right. Does it, he's asking Ryanthal, because he's the smart one.
Sorry.
No, sorry, I'm not like saying you.
Yeah, right, because I need Kaylee to give the answers in some of these cases.
Ryanthal, does it access the brain? Is that how it controls them?
Well, Kaylee, in my studying, would I have found out whether this thing embeds itself all the way into and requires a physical brain?
You never inquired after the crown. You wouldn't know.
We could take one of the other ones and use it.
Let's hear me out. Hear me out. We take one of these crowns. I put it on my head. And then it looks like I am a part of them. I can wear their cloaks.
I'll look to Sheldon and say, I don't know if it requires a brain or if it would be okay without a brain. However, since it seems that the creatures still have freedom of thought, I would wager that the control itself doesn't necessarily alter the brain.
So theoretically, like I'm asking for a friend, if one doesn't have a brain?
I mean, it's a very strange question you ask. I will have to say, like, all honestly, I don't know. It's a very strange question, Sheldon. Maybe if we remove one of these, actually, and I'm going to walk over to one of the previously fallen regents, not the one we just killed, but one of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to chop its head off.
Okay.
And I'm going to just say, that's a really interesting question. I don't think we'll be able to get answers just yet, but I love your line of thinking. I'm going to hold on to this, and maybe later on, we'll find out. We can do some testing later.
I'm just saying we can use it like as a homing beacon.
Maybe. And then I'm going to go ahead and have
You're going to tie off a lifted head to your belt?
Yeah, a mutilated, lifted head with a crown that takes control of them. I'll just go ahead and... I'm a little bit cautious. I don't think I want necessarily just tied to my person, but I might put it in a sack if I have a...
Okay. You can find a sack.
Yeah, if I can find a sack. Maybe I'll wrap it up in the robes.
Actually, Shelton
I don't
just
want to be
said,
making contact with it.
Shelton's just like, here, hand it here. I'll handle this.
I'll look to Sheldon and say, well, there are 3 of them. Do you want one and I'll take one? And then we'll leave this fella for later?
I mean, I can. We only really need one, I feel like.
But we got 3. Why waste?
Really
waste not, want not.
I'm really good at hiding stuff. And hiding is like my specialty. I can hide the head.
All right. I will go ahead and hand Sheldon the mutilated Mind Flayer head. And then I will go on the one he killed at the very beginning with that incredible one-shot. And just chop that one's head off. And that'll be my head for my own souvenir.
I love
Shelton-
listening to Ryan moral compass. It is truly fascinating.
Shelton turns around and like lifts his robe up a little bit, and they can't see, but he sticks the head in between his ribcage.
I thought you were going to do something like that. Okay.
I feel like
And-
Ryanthal was having a bad day, and then when Sheldon is like, "Oh, let me ask you questions," and like got his curiosity going, he's like, "You know what? Yeah, let's find out. Let's do some research. This is my jam. This is the thing I love. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
buddy."
Mm-hmm. And he
Much
just
better
sticks the
now.
head in his ribs like a little prison for the head. And he turns around and he goes, "See, it's hidden."
Like a bird in a cage.
Manage inventory, add custom item. Do.
And then as you guys are doing this,
I'm
I
gonna search.
wonder
I'm gonna search
what
the bodies.
kind of rats have entered my domain. You all hear in your heads.
I lay on hands while they're talking to get myself back up to full.
Okay. And as you do that, you all heard that voice in your heads.
I think I'd reply back and say, is this the great old one that we've heard so much about?
There's a pause and goes, I would not consider myself great, but old, yes. Do I have you to thank for destroying my tools?
It was definitively not me.
Not very sturdy tools. I took one out in one shot.
Their puppets are rarely made of strong wood.
Wood.
Doesn't respond to that question.
He's like Shelton's scratching his head because he's not the smartest tool in the toolbox. So
Yeah. By the way, your responses, you don't all collectively hear each other's responses. So whenever you ask a question, it's only responded into your head. And you all hear this one collectively go. It says, I see you have questions. Why don't we meet? And the room begins to shake and shudder as you see the doorway that you all came out from that led to the keep upstairs. The doorway starts to descend and the floor rises up like a barrier.
I move over to Sandra and I lay on hands for one.
Okay. You lay on hands.
I move over to Sandra and I lay on hands for one.
Okay. You lay on hands. You're not sure if it's taken effect, but she doesn't seem to respond. The blue light does not appear on her faceplate again.
Can I make a medicine check to see if she's alive?
Make one with disadvantage, as this is a not humanoid flesh and bone creature.
3. That's a nat 1. She's dead.
You think she's dead. With the guidance and a D4, you still think she's dead.
She's dead.
Okay, you do that. So yeah, the room continues to shake and shudder. The glass and tinctures clinking on the tables. A couple fall and crash. But the doorway that would lead back up to the keep is disappearing on you, essentially. And it feels like you're going down. The whole room is descending, like your stomach is dropping. And Shelton, in a moment, it's going to feel like your bones are expanding and contracting at the same time. The joints swelling. And the rest of you, this feels like an immense pressure and heat. As it starts to sting your eyes and dry your tongues. Sweat starting to perspirate around the napes of your necks. You find it a little bit harder to take a full breath as acrid air seeps into your lungs. Nothing that you can't endure, but you just feel immense heat starting to come into the room the longer the room shakes and goes down, down, down. What are you doing?
So do we perceive that Sandra is dead then?
Edmund perceives that she is dead, yes.
I'm proficient in medicine. Can I make a check?
It would be with disadvantage, as you've never worked with something like this before. Something like her. Also, the Viceroy is down here too.
A good point.
For those who
Right?
may have forgotten.
Well, I remembered, but she was the key to get in, so...
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I see where your head was at with that one, but also I wanted to make sure everyone knew he was there too, even though he's not nearly as important in this situation. But
well, I'm gonna check then.
You're gonna medicine check her?
Okay. Yeah. 23.
All right. You peel back the robes a little bit on her. You see a metal shell for the chest. You see the arms are tubes and copper, but it looks like there's some sort of arcane energy that's shivering behind the chest plate and kind of feeding into small tubes on the arms. So with your check, you're fairly certain that she is alive, or at least among the living, in whatever sense that is for something like her.
I share that with the party. She is still alive.
Well, she also had some issues with essentially lacking memory or consciousness in this area of the laboratory. I think maybe we should rouse the Viceroy. And I look to Edmund and say, if you'd oblige.
I head over and I will drop one into the Viceroy.
Okay. You don't need to. You see him breathing, so you don't need to do any of that. He's not dying, just unconscious. So you could try to medicine check him, rouse him first if you'd like.
I'll just drop one into him. It'll be faster. That should wake him up.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Unless he's not unconscious because of lack of HP, but some other effect.
Also
So he was, but as you drop an HP to him, he goes...
And 20 on medicine.
Perfect. You give him a couple light slaps in the face, pour a little bit of medicine into him, or healing, and his eyes groggily flutter open, and all of a sudden he pops straight up and goes, "Where's Sandra? Where?" And he's looking around the room in a panic.
Right.
And then
I grab him by the chest and like kind of shake him just to get him to stop, and then I point over to where she is.
He sees that. He doesn't immediately respond to you. He gets up and like stumbles to his feet, like holding his head, and immediately like drops down next to her, almost falling over. Like he's still under some sort of effect, like coming to. And he goes, I need a hand. I need a hand. And we need to pry her open. As he starts to like forcefully try to like pull one of her chest plates apart. It looks like it opens up like two doors almost.
I have no qualms with this man. I go to assist.
Okay. Make an athletics check with advantage because you're being helped by you're helping the Viceroy.
Make the wizard roll a strength-based stat, you say.
It's not that
13.
difficult, so that's good. You got above a 10, which was what was needed. You pry it open, and you see a cylinder that is constantly spinning with a sort of like suspended gem of some sort in the center that is filled with runes that are similar to what's in the tome in the other room. And you see him start muttering something in uncommon, in celestial, in dwarvish, and moving his hands over the enchantment. And you see him pull from his pocket small, delicate tools. And you see that he's starting to mend things inside there that are leaking or sparking. And within a few minutes, the fluttering light that was in there starts to pulse and regulate again. And then he sits back and goes, oh God, okay, she'll be fine. And he will close the chest plate back up and mutter in Celestial to her, awaken. And you'll see the blue of her faceplate start to swirl and light back up into full light. What? What happened? And she lays there, turning her head to see all of you. Where are we?
Elton kind of like just starts wiggling his body and like wants the head to fall like just down to the ground beneath his robes and like steps away from it.
Okay. The Viceroy does not respond. He looks aghast. Like he's in shock.
I'm no doctor, but they're dead.
Also, it would appear, in case it went past you, that they are wearing the same crowns as Duvert. So,
This,
yeah.
I had no idea this is what they were. This wasn't. They had one of them had their ceremony only 4 months ago. And he's looking around really confused. And I'm gonna see if he's gonna make this perception check real quick. Okay. He starts to notice that the room is descending and he goes, why is the moving? Tell me what's happened to you, because he looks at all of you. I have no recollection of this. Use whatever magic you need to verify that, but I do not know what I'm looking at all.
Seems there are secrets of the keep that you have no idea about.
One that is the old or mechanical one has reached out to us, and since we dispatched his minions, he wants to meet with us, and his best guess, he's bringing us to him.
Bringing us to him?
It, whatever the old one, mechanical one is.
The Metal Lord.
I'm gonna give him a history check real quick. Okay. He thinks for a second, like, kind of repeating the words to you, but like talking to himself, and then goes, that the only thing under the keep is the cradle. And that hasn't been accessible in decades, not since the arcane explosion. And he looks to all of you and goes, the cradle's where they made Godforged. Is it possible that's what you're talking about? A Godforged?
We're not from here. We're finding out as we go.
And that's the only logical explanation. And
Well,
go ahead.
Well, then it looks like we're going to go speak with the Godforged. I rest my hand on the hilt of my rapier. Nothing we can do but enjoy the ride at this point.
Sandra stands up, helps the Viceroy up, and goes, what? You still have your medallions on?
Yes, we do.
All right. I don't know if it'll serve you any purpose, but you can keep them on or take them off, but maybe it'll protect you a little bit longer from whatever it is down there.
At that, I'm going to take mine off and give it to the Viceroy and be like, yeah, whatever this amulet is protecting from, I think it already knows we're here. I don't think this is going to do a lot of protection from scrying.
And as you do that, Reinthal, you hear, oh, that's what you look like.
I to look to the other people and say, I made a mistake. Don't take your amulets off.
You know, for the one with the biggest brain here.
Nope.
Oh, you wear the robes of the Valsh as well. Scholar. I've not had the privilege, but maybe after our meeting I will. And soon, go ahead.
Nothing. I was right. All the dialogue between me and this big thing is still private.
Yep.
I'll just say back. I'm not sure what to make of you yet, but I am very interested in making your acquaintance. I must say, I've never met a mind-controlling demigod, perhaps, whatever you are. But you're very polite, and I appreciate the cordiality.
You humble me. I am not so great. But perhaps together we can accomplish great things. And soon after that, the room comes to a settling thud with a bit of rumble, dust raining from the ceiling. And the doorway that would have led to the rest of the keep instead leads out into a path and a glow with molten light. Fresh heat billows into the room, washes over you. Shelton, your bones in your body become very uncomfortable. It's like the joints want to crack and pop, but just can't find a release from the pressure. You've never felt this kind of discomfort in your short memory. The rest of you feel an overwhelming sense of dread as it wafts into the room, and you hear, "Feel free to take your time. You are my guests, after all."
I think I'll say to it, so, as your guests, perhaps you could at least let us know, what should we call you? What name do you go by that we should use? Since every time I call it Great One, it's like, ooh, I'm not that great. I'm pretty humble, actually.
This guy is not confident in himself.
There's a moment, and you hear, "I was named Cutlass."
Well,
Pretty dumb
Cutlass,
name.
pleasure. God damn it, Sheldon.
Oh, did I say that aloud? My bad. You know, I met a lot of people using the sword as, the sword cutlass. Great weapon. Great weapon. They're usually kind of dull, but...
Last time I saw you wield any sort of weapon, you were down in a mining tunnel, being eaten alive.
Oh. They can't hear that, right?
They can't hear that, no. But
Oh, okay, good.
because it said that, you think it can see you somehow, but not through scrying. You can make a perception check if you like down that corridor that just opened up.
Yeah. My perception's not great. That is an 8.
Even you have dark vision, right?
Yeah, I have better than dark vision, I think.
Okay.
But yes, I do have dark vision.
Okay, so I was gonna say, like, even with dark vision, the glow of the molten keeps it in a weird sort of orangish glow twilight out there, and you see some sort of figure out there in the background in the center, but you're not sure what it is.
Yeah, I have undead dark vision, so I can see in darkness up to 60 feet.
Okay. But with your perception of 8, that's what you see out there. So
Yeah.
you don't see anything else.
Okay. It's like squinting his non-existent eyeballs.
I still have the Pearl of Power. I'm going to get back another slot while we have a moment, as we're delayed and kind of walking.
So, are you guys walking out now? Because Edmund seems to have declared that he's beginning to walk out, but he also said the collective we, so.
Huh?
Yep.
Enid.
Sheldon's following Ryanthal.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
All
I don't know if you noticed, but
what's up
after this, Sheldon's definitely just going to follow Ryanthal back to wherever he goes.
You have a best friend, Ryanthal, for life. Your life, but...
Life buds.
I was just saying, what's the Viceroy and Sandra doing?
They're staying back. They're kind of in shock and horror of what's happened in this room, like looking at the test tubes the vats and whatnot. So they're not following you. And so as you all continue to walk out, like I said, the heat hits you, and it is just a wave of this almost sulfurish pain as it washes over your skin. Kind of stings. It is a stone path of both heavy rock and volcanic glass that you walk on. And the edges drop off into a molten river below. Not maybe a few miles down. You are surprised you aren't cooking alive being this close to it in this sort of space. When you look up, there is no ceiling. You can't see a ceiling in here. And when you look to the outer edges past this walkway, make a perception check, but for those who do not have dark vision or special types of dark vision, those who do have it, we'll see what the others write in a second here. Okay.
I don't know why I rolled twice with 14, and I do have dark vision.
Okay. Does anyone not have dark vision, I should say? Eyes of the Night, perfect. Okay. So you all see it, and you all rolled above a 10 out there around the edge of this giant cavern. It looks like weird stone pillars at first, and then as bits of magma seem to rise up and splatter in the air, and as you pass by and the light gleams differently, you see hundreds, if not thousands, of clockwork soldiers and clockwork guardians just standing there in rows, disappearing into the darkness where even your eyes cannot reach. Sentinels waiting for an order. And as you come down the path, you see a statue. It's about 20 feet tall. You see the back of it. It is dwarvish in the way of its shoulders and body. You see a long braid of hair sculpted down its back. You see to the side what looks to be a giant hammer in one hand standing on its beam as the shoulders are rolled back of this statue. As you grow closer, you see off to the left of this space that is coming to light a weird pulsing green glow that is occasionally sparked by sharp blue flashes. And then in that same light, you see two Galashank models blocking the way towards that light. You see a guardian, a silent sentinel, standing close by to them. And you see clockwork soldiers on the other side, watching you as you walk closer and closer. And then you see and hear, I apologize that we meet in these circumstances, but war calls for improvisation. And you hear thump, thump, as a 10-foot tall Godforge, bearing a sword on its thigh, heavily armored, walks out from behind the statue and stares at you with glowing holes that serves for eyes.
Elton says, "Is it too late to leave yet?" I ain't fighting that.
And you hear out loud to you, "You can leave if you wish."
I grin and walk forward. So as we won't be leaving here, one way or another, are you going to honor us with your grand mastermind, your plan for all of these units? I have an idea, but I'd like to hear from the God-forged mouth.
I suppose it does not matter at this point. Then the body itself shrugs with a heavy groan. After all, your party was instrumental in expediting the plan that has been 20 years in the making. After the arcane blast, after I was awoken again, Illithids, as they are known by, came through the portal, a rift in time and space, They found me after being defeated by the predecessors of Diarden. I told them that I had the power to expand their hives if they would help me rebuild my body. But in teaching them the magic of the old ways, I learned how their magic and power worked and turned it against them. Once I took control of their elder brain, I replaced the regents one by one. And then I stole the Viceroy's mind, using the power of the brain to make him forget this place, what was transpiring, what he was creating. He always seemed to hold some resistance to the domination of the magic, to the brainwashing thereafter. Always calculating, always worrying, but never quite sure why. I give him credit. The Galashanks and the War Mages might have proven a problem had I not had access to the power that I do. The Crowns having proved a short-term solution, one that he created without ever realizing it. It is a shame that such a fine soldier as Daru needed to be sacrificed. But it was necessary to ensure you and the other representatives of the various kingdoms saw the assassination attempt, saw justification for a city-wide lockdown to keep the people here in Diarden. And Cutlass points to the floor where you see markings having been carved into the volcanic glass and stone there. They look very similar in a much larger scale to the tapestry you all collected from Thomas's home. As Cutlass continues, those foolish laborers did not even know what they are being paid to make. But I suppose money is a fine way to buy silence in these modern times. And once everything is complete here, in just a few minutes, those markings, those runes, will transmute the good people of Diarden into the perfect, unfeeling soldiers. The final pieces of the army I have built for Justinian the Believed to finish the war started thousands of years ago, before the rift destroyed everything. And this world will be born anew from ash and fire and rebuilt in their glory. And it is all thanks to you.
Yes, sounds good to me. Do I have to wear one of those crown thingies?
It will not be necessary for you and how this will work.
Can I control myself?
In a few hundred years, potentially. But not before the war is over, unfortunately. But I will honor your freedom once it is done.
I do kind of like this whole living thing. It's great. It's great. But I also don't feel like being controlled. How about, and I speak for myself and probably them, maybe not the ones in the shiny armor, but we can just join you and not be controlled and help you out.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I already have a +0. A 13 and a 15.
Unfortunately, I have not fought with you, and I've been betrayed too many times already. But you have my word, you will have your freedom in centuries' time.
I did kill one of your dudes in like one shot. I mean, cool.
Impressive, but they are props. They can be replaced.
Shelton just looks at Ryanthal and goes, "Anytime now."
Yeah, I think Ryanthal looks at Sheldon and shrugs and says, "Yeah, I think it's stabby time."
Okay.
Since you say that out route, go ahead and roll
fast.
initiative.
Oh no, I'm using message to say that. I'm sending the message spell so that I'm not saying it audibly.
But Shelton wasn't using a spell when he said, "I think it's time." And this thing was expecting some sort of fight.
I mean, I didn't say anything after he said that. I was just like, all right.
If you look like you're making an aggressive move towards him, he is going
I'm making an aggressive move towards it.
All right, so roll it. I'm going to get the map out, and we'll roll initiative. Wow. He might have been expecting a fight, but he's not doing... He didn't do well on that one.
Hey, he's big and slow. I do appreciate that the name of the bad guy is BBEG.
You're welcome.
Not the great one.
Cutlass, the great one, the old one. Zorro. No, I was kidding.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so now that we're on the map and you guys are closer and about to start combat, you see these two beams up here to the north on the up top of the screen, or to the left for the audience. They are hovering over this, and
a brain.
Looks like a giant brain. And they are encasing the energy there. The soldiers are going to go first. And as you all prepare for battle, the soldier clockworks, roughly 6 foot, shield and longsword in hand, turn to you, take their battle stances, and start marching towards your party. You feel the rumbling scrape of Cutlass's longsword come out of its sheath, oversized but perfect for a creature of his stature and presence, as he looks to the guardian clockwork, and a moment passes between them, and it turns its gaze upon your party as well, all 7 feet of it, its giant full-body shield, its 2 long swords, and it charges with alarming speed towards you. The Galashank units in the background, standing guard in front of the brain, ready themselves, and the tubes that stick out of the carapace of their armor in the back start to glow a phosphorus green, as if the magic there is igniting, waiting to be unleashed. In the background, the thousands of other soldiers and guardians stand as a silent audience, a drowning cacophony of what is to come. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight. Thank you everyone so much for joining Dorks Are Dangerous, Chronicle 3 Session 6. Tune in next week for the epic final battle between our party and Cutlass the Godforge. Will they succeed in stopping him from turning all of Diarden into transmuted army for his purpose of finally ending the 1,000-year war of Justinian the Believe and Stella the Shield? Or will they too become soldiers, pawns in his schemes to create this new world that he envisions that he wanted to do so long ago? We'll have to find out. And we'd also like to give a big thank you to our Patreon subscribers. First off is Falorn, thank you for subscribing to us. We also got Galashank, Sunnyside James, and A.K. Leanne. So thank you guys so much. If you guys listening in do like what we do and you want to support us, please do check out our Patreon. On all social medias you'll be able to find it. Dorks Are Dangerous. Depending on the tier that you guys subscribe to, you may be able to come play in the games. You could help us build the lore of this world, the new races, new items, etc. Or please check out our social medias. We have Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're starting to put our recordings on YouTube. They're still just like the podcast ones, but some people prefer YouTube. We do some TikToks here and there. We're trying to get more into that as well. But please do come check us out. Come hang out with us there. Oh, and one more thing. There will not be a table for D4 for this episode. We will do a combined table for D4 at the conclusion of the big battle next session. So stay tuned for that. And we all hope have a great holiday break. And just remember, dorks are dangerous. Bye!